Hey, what is up? It's Jim, and I'm back with another Tiller tip. And this week we're talking about being cool. Now, I see what's happening, okay? I see your response. I can at least feel it through the screen. You're like, man, I'm not taking cool tips from this guy. And I don't blame you. Like, that is not my thing. I am not someone that anyone would characterize as cool. I'm trying, but yeah, I'm an expectation gap coach, not a cool coach. I get it. It's a fair critique. Now, I'm not trying to tell you how to be cool, but I'm using the coolness of, I don't even know what to say. We're just focusing on coolness. Hang in there with me, okay? This is going to make sense. I think this is going to be helpful. So, earlier this week, I had a guy come to me in coaching and say, hey man, I need help with this. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know if it's really possible. How in the world do you hold your thoughts captive? And what a great question. Like, obviously that is coming from scripture. This man is digesting scripture for himself and trying to figure out how to apply it. So this comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and this is verse 5. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. Now, that's a really great verse. Love that he's digesting it. Love that he's asking the question and asking for help. Now, where I started is not where I want to finish with him, but I will start in the same exact place. I used a Tiller tip from a few months ago to kind of set the foundation. If you haven't seen this tip, go back and check it out. It's fantastic, okay? It's called The Pathetic Prison, okay? I showed him a clip, like I showed in that particular Tiller tip, from the Great American movie UHF. You're like, I've never heard of that. Shame on you, man. It is legit a great movie. You need to check it out. It stars Weird Al Yankovic. He's a national treasure, first of all. In this movie, there's a part where Weird Al has to go and rescue his friend, Stanley Spadowski. That is Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld. Stanley has become kidnapped, and he's being held captive in what turns out to be a very pathetic prison. But Weird Al's got to go rescue him. Go back, check it out. It's great. So I showed him this clip. We had a great time. It was very entertaining. And I made the illustration here that what is on the line, if you do not figure out how to hold your thoughts captive, you will find yourself being the one held captive. Like, that's what's on the line here. I'm just laying the foundation. We can either be the captor or we can be the captee. Like, those are the options. Our thoughts, if we don't hold them captive, they hold us captive. And I don't know if it's a pathetic prison or if it's like a supermax, like high security kind of prison. I don't know. It's all situationally dependent. But we don't want to be in any kind of prison. We don't want to be held captive. So it's very important for us to be mindful of this and the aggressor here. If we don't do it, the thought's going to do it to us. Okay? I hope you agree with that. Now, let me transition here to what we're going to talk about next week. So if he's watching this Tiller tip, he's already getting a spoiler on what we're talking about. I've got another guy that I've been coaching who over the last few months found himself unemployed. And that's just stinky. No one likes that. It wasn't a performance thing. It was a layoff. His organization seemed really strong and stable, but in reality, they were struggling for money. So they finally had to make the hard decision to let go of some people, to lay them off. And they did it by seniority, and he was the least senior member of his team or department, and he had been there for like 10 or 12 years. Like, how crazy is that? So he lost his job. He was the odd man out, and he reached out for coaching, which ultimately is going to be one of the landing points of taking every thought captive, is like sharing it with someone that you can trust, someone wise. a coach is a great person. Tiller Coaching, it's where it's at. My friend reached out, and over the next few months, we've been just talking about every single angle of his unemployment. And at some point, as his severance package was beginning to wane, he was getting more and more anxious, more and more fear-filled about what could happen. And there was a lot of conversation about the what ifs. What if I run out of money? What if I can't find a job? What if I can't afford health insurance and I get sick? Like, what if? I get it. I don't blame him for those questions. We all do it. But he needed to take his thoughts captive. Now, I didn't just come at him with like, hey, bro, hold them thoughts captive, like win the deal, whatever, I gave him something much more pithy, which is something I literally tell myself all the time. It's fun, it's a little sassy, and I'm going to give it to you here right now, just like I gave it to my friend. I think it's time to be cool, my baby, okay? There's a way to say that with even more bacon grease. This is what we talked about literally as I'm saying this. He's like, let's jazz that up a little. Like, be cool, my baby. Yeah, I mean, I told you I'm not cool. You knew that I wasn't cool, so I'm trying my best. I think I get this line from Conan O'Brien. If you remember his old talk show, he used to come out and, he'd do a little swivel, little, shake, a little dance, a little, rope thing, cut it off. And then, the crowd would be going crazy. Conan. And he would finally try to get them to simmer down by saying, be cool, my baby. And I love that. That's just something I've told myself. I've needed to tell myself so many times. And so I gave it to my friend, and he's like, all right, I'm going to write that down, put it on a Post-it note, put it on his computer screen. And it has been what we've talked about every single week since, and it's been just a catalyst for him. Really, it is the act of beginning to take our thoughts captive because we take ourselves too seriously. We just got to simmer it down a little bit. These thoughts can get so white hot in our head that we just don't know what to do. So let's just be cool, my baby. And then we can start to do things about these thoughts. We can hold them captive. And the next bit of coaching was, hey, I think you need to get authentic about it, okay? Get it outside of you. Now, he's a guy who hosts a really cool podcast. He has a social media presence, and he didn't really want to. He was just going to take a season off of the pod and all that stuff. But with my encouragement, he did a 4-week series. It's something I want to share here on my Substack. I will if he gives me permission. I just didn't think to ask before I started recording. But I think he'll say yes. Anyways, so he shared this 4-week series about the journey of unemployment, and it was really good. It was so good. He started doing, Instagram videos as he's driving to interviews. I was just so proud of him because it just released those thoughts. He wasn't going to be held captive. He was going to be the captor. He was really doing a great job, and I just think it's that important. If you don't know that your thoughts can hold you captive, I'm telling you, it's time to be cool, my baby. Let's do this. Yeah, that's what I have for you today. I hope that helps. I hope that's something that you can play through in your head, because these thoughts, they will give us a false identity. They will be a dangerous soundtrack in our head, and it's not helpful. My buddy's, I think, about to get this job, and I think a lot of it is about, because he has chosen to be cool, my baby. So whatever it is, whatever you're going through right now, maybe it's time to be cool, and we're here for you if you need help. All right, so thank you so much for checking these out. I appreciate you. Be cool, my baby. I'll see you next time.